Whenever a new referral comes through, one of the things that I have to do is write the risk assessment. It's a fairly straightforward document. The first part is a series of boxes to tick with yes, no or don't know next to a list of behaviours ranging from paranoia and delusions to violence and aggression, command hallucinations, self-harm, depression and so on. And then it's early signs of relapse. Now we need to know what these are so we can look out for the signs that show that the client is about to become unwell again. In this section there is a space for the referrer to elaborate on the warning signs that indicate that the client's mental state is starting to deteriorate and they may begin to present a risk to themselves or others. Now this can be social isolation or lack of self-care, things that can occur to anyone who isn't feeling well. There's a fine line between normal and mental ill health. But the thing that made this one stand out for me was that one of the relapse indicators was increase in creative writing, which no one can understand. Now don't we all sometimes want to write or shout or sing to express our feelings about something? And we don't feel the need to assess this to see if we present a risk. But there was something else. I recognised his name, and when he first came to visit the place, I recognised his face as well, but I could not tell where the hell I knew him from. And then he said to me, "I know you from the poetry. You were performing at a gig that I was at. Are you still doing that?" And straight away I remembered seeing him do a sort of awkward spoken word routine which didn't really seem to know where it was trying to go, but he'd been fairly new to the scene and who knew where it could lead to with a bit of confidence and the right encouragement. At this point I should mention that around that time I performed my set wearing long robes and a pointed hat with a high-vis vest, tool belt and welder's gauntlets, and I would get someone to pin gloves to my robes with clothes pegs or wrap me up in tinfoil as I tore pages out of an encyclopedia and threw them at the audience whilst rambling incoherently. The whole thing was intentionally unintelligible, although it made plenty of sense to me at the time, even if it didn't rhyme. That was before I started working for a mental health charity, and he got sectioned under the Mental Health Act, each of us following separate paths towards becoming institutionalised until we met again in very different circumstances. There's a fine line between normal and mental ill health. It often leaves me asking myself, which side of the desk should I be sitting on? Are we so different? Because 1 in 4 people will be treated for a mental illness in any given year. So there, but for the grace of God knows what, because any one of us. Something I should also mention, another of his relapse indicators was non-concordance with medication. He didn't want to take the tablets because he didn't like the side effects. So now he has a depot injection, which controls the psychosis and calms the mania, but it leaves him feeling very tired and drowsy. And so he doesn't write poetry anymore.